everyone. Welcome to Elite Weather. My name is Mr. G. And guess what, everybody? Your man got COVID like a son of a gun. God dang it. I knew when I got off that plane this on the way back that my throat was scratchy. That's like your boy feeling sick. And yep, I got COVID and now my wife has got it. So I guess there's some extra days off from work for me. So it's not too bad, just like having a little cold or whatever. Scratchy throat, probably the biggest symptom that I got. So, but anyway, we're going to power through and we're going to get your weather forecast for you guys. As we are through the midweek point of the week, tomorrow is Thursday. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful week out there. We've seen a lot of severe weather through parts of the Midwest. Chicago, we're going to talk about a tornado that is on the northwestern suburbs. So we are dealing with a tornado in parts of the Cook County area. And we have a tropical system down in the eastern Pacific as well as that rainfall in the northeast. We've seen several inches of rainfall. A lot of catastrophic flooding has taken place. So we've seen a lot of flooding in the northeast and parts of the mid-Atlantic. So we'll deal with some of that as well as some heavy rain down in the south. So let's jump to our first map. This is our surface map with our radar overlay. And we are looking at those showers and storms over here throughout the Great Lakes and the Midwest. This is where we are seeing our tornado activity this afternoon and evening. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening here on your Thursday when I'm recording, on your Wednesday when I'm recording this video for you folks. But here's our severe thunderstorms in the Great Lakes and parts of the upper Midwest. And we're seeing those showers and storms through parts of Wisconsin and extreme eastern Minnesota. So if you're on I-35, maybe near Duluth, you might see a thunderstorm out there. And we're going to see those thunderstorms along I-81 and I-90 into parts of Pennsylvania and upstate New York there. And into eastern New Jersey, we can see those showers and thunderstorms this evening as well. And showers and storms down along the south in the Gulf Coast. So I-10, I-12, I-85, I-75, I-65. You're going to be dealing with those showers and thunderstorms this evening. Some locally heavy rainfall down along the Gulf Coast. That includes the state of Florida. But we have beautiful dry weather over the western half of the United States. And we're seeing those hot temperatures down here across the southwest, where those temperatures are in the triple digits and includes into Texas. But beautiful in the Pacific Northwest and across the north, the northern Rockies and the high plains, having some beautiful weather at this time. Now here is the current temperatures across the country. Look at how hot it is across Texas and the desert southwest there. So we're seeing those temperatures in the low 100s, upper 90s. We're seeing those low 100s across Texas here. San Antonio, Dallas, we're looking at those temperatures in the low 100s. 103 for you folks there in Dallas. And we're seeing that 103 down in San Antonio. 97 there by the Gulf in Houston. So it's very hot down there across the southern plains of Texas and the desert southwest. And we're seeing those 80s across the southeast. But we're going to add high humidities to these temperatures out here. So we're going to have heat indexes feel a lot warmer. And we're going to take a look at those heat indexes in a moment. But here is our dew points. You see that humidity across the south, the Gulf Coast. Dew points in the mid-70s. And we're seeing those dew points all the way into the 70s through parts of the Midwest. So if you look at Missouri, look at Iowa, see those 60 dew points, and we're seeing those 60-degree dew points into parts of the deep south in the southeast there. So we're seeing what we're seeing dealing with those severe thunderstorms right now. Those dew points kind of correlate to where those severe storms are taking place. Not all the times do you have high dew points like that and you have a severe storms. There are other things that go into factor. You have to also factor in instability, things like that. So you can have high instability but a little bit lower dew points, other triggers in the area that can help kick off your severe thunderstorms. So a lot of ingredients have to come into play, and they don't always match up. But here we are, but usually we do correlate severe weather with higher moisture content and higher dew points. So we have a better shot of those severe thunderstorms across the southern plains, the Ozarks, and the Mid-South and the Gulf Coast. We're seeing that potential for that severe weather. And we're seeing a lot of rainfall in the Northeast. And look at those dew points in the upper 60s. So you know what I mean? How we can kind of correlate those dew points with areas where we're seeing a lot of severe weather. We're having beautiful weather in my neck of the woods in Minnesota. And we're seeing those dew points in the 50s to the middle 50s. It's absolutely beautiful today. Very comfortable, low humidity, it's not sticky. It's a great day out there across the upper Midwest and the northern plains. So we can definitely correlate those things together with how the weather is taking shape. Now here we are, so we're talking about those heat indexes. And we're seeing that heat index of 108 down here in Phoenix. And that's because the actual temperatures are 109. So with very low humidity, you can see it kind of evens out because you're not having the added influence of higher humidity. You are seeing that added influence of humidity and heat in Texas as we see a heat index of Dallas of 113, even though the temperature is 103. So we're seeing a 13-degree increase in the feels-like temperature down here across the Texas-Fort Worth, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We got a heat index of 109 as far north as Kansas. We have a 111 in Tulsa, Oklahoma there. So we're seeing those high heat indexes across the central and southern plains and the desert southwest. All right, here is your Thursday morning forecast from coast to coast. And we're going to see beautiful weather across the upper Midwest, the northern plains, and the Pacific Northwest, the West Coast, the desert Southwest, down across Texas. But again, it's going to be hot in Texas. It's going to be hot in Oklahoma, Kansas, New Mexico, Arizona, and Eastern California. It's going to be really hot with those temperatures in the triple digits. Showers and thunderstorms will continue along the Gulf Coast and into the southeast. We're going to see those showers and storms through the Ozarks. So Arkansas, Missouri, the lower Illinois Valley, the Tennessee Valley, Indiana, Ohio, parts of Pennsylvania, Michigan, southern Canada, Ontario. So that includes Toronto, Montreal, and Quebec. And we're going to see showers into upstate New York, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. But beautiful weather across the western United States as far as your morning is concerned. And at the end of the day, in the evening, a big area of rainfall will break out across the northeast, eastern Canada, New England there, so upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, parts of Maine, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Rhode Island, New York. And we're going to see that heavy rainfall, showers, thunderstorms, more flooding potentially. And we're going to see that rain extend through parts of the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, and into the Tennessee Valley and the Appalachian Mountain Range. So we're going to be seeing that potential for flooding here over West Virginia, western Pennsylvania as well, where we can see several inches of rainfall tomorrow evening, and then more showers and storms down across the south coast of Florida and the Florida Peninsula. Again, beautiful weather out west. Maybe some thunderstorms right here across the western plains of Kansas and the Oklahoma Panhandle and the northern tip of Texas. Might see some severe thunderstorms over that way tomorrow on your Thursday evening, okay? Now let's talk about what's going on in Illinois. We got a tornado in Illinois in the Chicago area, and that tornado is just to the northwest of downtown here near Donner's Grove, and we are looking at this region right here where we have a tornado that has been reported in that area. So there is some video and footage of that tornado, and yes, we confirm there is a tornado in that area, but it appears to be an F0, perhaps even an F1 tornado. It doesn't have a very clearly defined funnel all the way to the ground, but you can see the debris cloud down at the surface, so we can confirm a tornado that has moved across the northern suburbs of the Chicago area. Now, here is that severe thunderstorm threat for this evening across parts of the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes. We are going to be seeing those thunderstorms break out here from Kansas City, Wichita, again, Tulsa, Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, St. Louis, Quincy, Chicago. Look at that. That's severe potential where we can see a significant, a very likely a likelihood of severe thunderstorms. Indiana, Indianapolis, Cleveland as well. We're going to see you guys under that threat for severe weather this evening. So pay attention to your local weather conditions as conditions can change rapidly. All right, so here's what we're going to be seeing tomorrow for your Thursday. This severe weather threat is going to cover a large area, which includes North Platte, Dodge City, Amarillo, Texas, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Springfield, Missouri, Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to be seeing it in Louisville, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Cleveland once again, Charleston, West Virginia. So we're going to be seeing the potential for severe storms, including up to Syracuse, New York. So if you're any of those regions, please pay attention to your local weather forecast. And we are looking for the possibility of some isolated tornadoes, especially here through the Ohio Valley is where we have a greater risk of seeing tornadoes, and again down across the southern plains in this region there near Oklahoma City and the Tulsa area. We could see another area potentially with a higher potential for tornadoes. Large 2-inch diameter hail, damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour, and heavy rainfall with the potential for flash flooding is going to be a concern as well with this severe weather expectation tomorrow. Now, as we look at Friday, that severe weather threat concentrates more along the central and southern plains. So Kansas, which includes Wichita, Dodge City, and we're going to be dealing with the severe weather through southern Missouri. So Poplar Bluff, Springfield, and again, Little Rock once again will be under the gun. Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, we're going to see that potential for severe weather. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Woodward, Pampa. So again, we're going to be dealing with the potential for large hail with damaging winds and some heavy rain. Maybe an isolated tornado, but I think the primary threat is going to be hail and damaging wind with this event across the central and southern plains as we move into Friday. I'm trying to pace myself so I don't break out coughing here as I give you guys a COVID weather forecast here. But we're going to be looking at some heavy rain down across the south as we go through tomorrow morning. We're going to be looking at the likelihood of some flash flooding down along the Gulf Coast and to the lower Mississippi River Valley. So northern Louisiana, Shreveport, we're going to be seeing Greenville, as well as Texarkana, Jackson, Mississippi. We could see the potential there for heavy rain that could lead to some flash flooding. Don't forget Mobile and New Orleans as well. So button down the hatches, make your preparations to do that you are not going to be dealing with any complications from that flooding. So that includes roadways being flooded. If you are in doubt, don't drown, turn around, okay? So again, don't drive across flooded roadways or bridges or anything like that. Okay, here is our flash flood threat over the next 3 days in the Northeast. And we're going to see that threat for Thursday across the parts of the Adirondack region here, Montpelier, Vermont, down to Syracuse, so upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, western Massachusetts. We could see heavy rainfall that could lead to some flash flooding on Thursday. And then on Friday, that shifts a little bit to the east, and we're talking about Concord, Montpelier, Boston, New York City as well, where we can see the potential for flooding rains. A lower flooding risk on your Saturday, but still some rainfall and some showers are expected throughout the midweek, the Northeast and New England on Saturday. But this will be mostly light showers and leftover precipitation, scattered hit and miss stuff for your day on Saturday. All right, here is how much rainfall we're still yet to come across the Northeast, and we can see it get as high as 3 to 5 inches of rain still yet to come across the Northeast and into New England. So we have Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, parts of eastern upstate New York, eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, all the way down to Delaware and the nation's capital, where we could see several more inches of rainfall that can fall with this storm system before it's all said and done by the end of the night. From this is through the upcoming Sunday, so this is over through Sunday night. So we still have several days to go to pick up all of this rainfall. Here is our future track, and we're going to be talking about that big ridge of high pressure over the southwest that's going to be pumping that heat into Texas and the Four Corners. But that is causing our jet stream to arc up into the northern plains and the northern Rockies, and then dive down across the central and southern plains and toward the southeast. So that's going to keep our funnel of thunderstorms across the Midwest through the remainder of the week, as this is going to be our pattern through the week into the weekend. So we're going to continue to see waves of thunderstorms through the Midwest and the Great Lakes and the Southeast. It's also hot to talk about down across the Southwest. We got heat advisories, excessive heat warnings, Southern California, Arizona. Look at that heat down in Texas. Excessive heat through central and southern Texas. Heat advisories for West Texas. So a lot of heat is going to continue through Monday. So through the remainder of the week, the weekend, and into Monday, is going to continue to be hot down across the South and the Southwest. Going to be hot in Florida as well. We also have a heat advisory. Now, the interesting thing about a heat advisory in this part of Florida is that humidity contributes a lot to these heat advisories. The temperature rarely reaches 100 in South Florida. We're talking about a high of 98, even 99 degrees, but with an 80-degree dew point. That will make your heat index feel like 110, 115 degrees. So we have a high heat index because of humidity with high temperatures. So that's what we're going to have down across southern Florida. We have our tropical storm, Calvin, across the eastern Atlantic. Right now it's about 105 miles southwest of Cabo San Lucas, and it's moving to the west, and it is going to be a minimum tropical storm with tropical storm winds about 65 miles an hour, but it's going to increase and intensify. Thursday p.m. we're going to see it about 85, but it will increase up to 100 before it begins to diminish as it moves out into colder waters, more towards the out over western, more towards the central Pacific, where those waters are a little bit cooler, and it will begin to weaken. So it will enjoy a brief period as possibly a Category 1, maybe low-grade Category 2 hurricane before weakening This only will accept probably annoy shipping interests, cargo ships, maybe cruise liners, depending on the route. So that's going to be the only interest, mainly taking an interest in this system. It will cause an increase in the surf, so it will be making conditions favorable for surfers. But if you're on a small boat, it won't be favorable because the waters will be kind of rough, but it will be excellent for surfers. So that will be a positive for this tropical system. That is your weather forecast for your midweek. My name is Mr. G. I'll be back tomorrow with another update for you guys as I kind of come down from COVID. My wife has just really started to get symptoms today, so she's ramping up. It's kind of funny how when a person in the group in the house get it, then everybody else who had it first starts to feel better when the other person gets it. It's kind of weird, but it's how it goes. I don't know. I'm not over it, but I'm starting to get better, so I do know that much. Hopefully I can finally get some sleep. Yeah, it's hard to sleep when you have crap like this. All right, guys. Thank you for chilling with me. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to YouTube. Hit me up on TikTok as well. I appreciate you. Got nothing but love for you. And I will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.